Essa é a pessoa. Eu quero buraco na boca.
Now let's talk about the most crowded film at KIF this year, The Secret Agent. And this is one of the hottest tickets of the festival, as I just said. And coming off the huge buzz and the win at Cannes, the expectations were through the roof for this. Like you could physically feel the electricity in the queue, and the atmosphere in the theater was buzzing even before the lights went down. But does it live up to the expectations?
I have not watched many Brazilian films, but my intro to Brazilian cinema was from last year's I'm Still Here, which I loved. I'm Still Here deservingly won its Oscar and its Golden Globe for the performance. But this is not like I'm Still Here. People may think it is like I'm Still Here by seeing its trailer because it was marketed like a political thriller, but it absolutely is not so. It is a completely psychological human drama centering around Wagner Moura's character of the secret agent.
This film features a brilliantly written screenplay. It is dense, it is smart, and the character work is nothing short of amazing. You know how some thrillers treat characters as just chess pieces just to move the plot forward? Well, this film doesn't do that, thankfully. Every person on screen feels fully realized with complex motivations and distinct voices, and I really love that.
I went on to watch the Brazilian cinema, The Blue Trail at Ifigoa, which was the opening film. The Blue Trail, The Secret Agent, and I'm Still Here combined showed me how diverse Brazilian cinema is. Now, coming back to The Secret Agent, I deeply admired the political undertones of 1977 Brazil and how the regime and the history transformed the person and the people from within. Wagner Moura completely engulfed us into the character of the secret agent, and he played this character so well and so beautifully and deservedly getting his Best Actor prize at Cannes.
And I also want to highlight just how watchable this film is. You know, not throwing any shade, but sometimes festival films can be a bit of a slog. But The Secret Agent is extremely entertaining. It moves with a rhythm that keeps you hooked, and most importantly, it's a thriller that remembers it is supposed to thrill you, not just lecture you.
And I loved how it was shown through this witty screenplay filled with engaging dialogue, marketed like a political thriller, but in actuality it was a more human drama.
However, I do have a critic, and to put it simply, this film sounds better than it looks. What I mean by that is, while the dialogue is razor sharp, the visuals often felt a bit bland to me. There are scenes where the lighting and the composition feels functional rather than cinematic, almost like a high-end TV drama rather than a feature film. It lacks that visual texture I look for on a big screen. But thankfully, the amazing dialogue writing usually makes up for it. But I found myself wishing the camera work had as much personality as the script. And I also have to mention the ending, without spoiling anything of course. It felt a bit abrupt to me. The film builds up so much tension and narrative weight that then it just, stops. It feels like the story had one more beat to play that we didn't get to see. But overall, The Secret Agent is a triumph of screenwriting. It is gripping, it is intelligent, and features some of the best acting of the festival. If you can look past the somewhat flat visuals here and there and the sudden conclusion, you are in for a ride with this one.